Today is January 27th, 1942. Today I have been implemented forward as leader of the Saviors Organization. Scientific assigned Vivi Umbra International Original Researchers. They plan on expanding the company. Based on what little evidence we have available, the species dubbed Vivi Umbra is what we're looking into. It has been spotted on the battlefield, mostly in the dead zone, where life is thought to be inhabitable. This is Log 001, my first entry into the research of this elusive species. We've tried setting up cameras, taking photos, but they all seem so elusive. We don't dare go into Dead Man's Zone. It's too much of a risk. Today, governors are organizing a meeting with the Third Reich, our opposing side in this war, to agree to a ceasefire, just so we can figure out what the hell this is. Because, considering how elusive and deadly it is, we all will be at risk. This is Dr. Dole, signing off. Audio log 027. The date is the 20th of March, 1942. The Allied powers have been unsuccessful in their attempts to arrange any type of negotiation with the Third Reich. So we have resorted to just putting on some armor and crawling under the wires to find anything we can. Soldiers have been sent in and out. We have yet to recover a body from any single person we've sent in. Seems like a hotspot for the Vivi Umbra. We have discovered a subspecies, as what we catalog it to be, of the Vivi Umbra. The most scientific evidence we have is reports from delusional soldiers traumatized by war. It doesn't sound very good on paper. From what people see from within the trenches, outside the dead zone, they have been reported to have bone plating, sharp fangs, long slender body, about the height of an average dog, 4 spider legs in the back, front, apologies, and 2 in the back. A visual representation has been posted in the video above. If you are listening, continue to listen. The tail of the species has been changed. It looks like a row of 3 sharp teeth, pointing outwards, 3 on the left, 3 on the right, forming a makeshift anchor of sorts. The purpose of this tail is as of yet unidentified, but scientists like myself and others have suspected it is for climbing methods. Since the amount of debris out there, it would be useful to connect between the broken pieces of scraps. Their main methods of attack is just laying down and letting people step on them, considering how spiky their backs are. Or they just stand tall and strike us down with their spider legs. Their mass seems heavy considering how they can crush a living man. Granted, he was malnourished, but still a man nonetheless. Just with one step. At least, the biggest one we've reported seeing is the size of an elephant. We don't know how they grow, but we assume it's connected. We assume it's connected to the just disposal of the bodies, and now we haven't recovered any single one of them. Anyways, this is all the information we have. This is Dr. Dole, signing off. Audio log 092. The date is April 20th, 1942. Today we have spotted a species dubbed the Infectorium ligno. They have been described to be as, based on the reports of the soldiers who returned alive, it was a tree, or more like roots, bundled up into the form of a human. On the head was a crown of branches reaching out on all sides. The face was nothing but a jaw. Well, not really frozen or frayed or burned, but grown into the roots. It has a digestive tract, that much we can check. By at least, well, with darkness into its throat we can see. They stand perfectly motionless, just like a regular tree. But unlike a regular tree, they have human skeletons growing inside of them, or growing around them. They grow around the skeletons, however you want to phrase it. They have human skeletons inside of their roots. Granted, they're mostly made of roots, but that's besides the point. We are unsure the cause or reason for this species' sudden growth in such a hostile territory. But we know it can't be good for us, considering the fact that the Voren's tibris species has dropped significantly in sightings. So either they're getting smarter, we're getting dumber, or they're just hiding more or preparing. All of which is bad news for us. We have yet unidentified anything about this species being hostile or friendly. All we know is that there's a skeleton growing inside of it, or it growing around a skeleton, and there was a pool of blood around each of the trees. We don't know if the bodies were good or bad, so we can't decide whether side they're on. So we have decided to just avoid the species altogether, taking reports of whatever trees are around and how they form. Taking a look at their growth as more of a game of chess. We assume the species' hive mind, or whatever is guiding them, whatever intuition they have, is as intelligent, if not more intelligent, than us. The very, very interesting thing we found, though, was hunks of metal growing inside of it, raw deposits of iron. We are unsure how a simple plant, well, I say simple, but it's very much not. We are unsure of how a plant can grow metal that requires millions of degrees to heat. Some of the soldiers have been even referring to it as witchcraft by the German soldiers, or the Third Reich. We have tried chopping one down to recover it, but every time we start preparing to swing, then the Voren's tibris herd us away. Some of us die, some of us fight back. We still have yet to recover a body from the battlefield. It is inconvenient, to say the least. Regardless, that's all the information we have at this very moment. One last piece of information for the record. The night sky was strange. The clouds seemed to move at an alarming rate compared to what they usually do, the moon getting blocked out with relative ease. Dr. Dole, signing off. Audio log 263. The date is 6-12-1942. our soldiers went out again to check those trees I was talking about in one of my earlier recordings. We found leaves growing on them. So we took a few back to collect their samples. But we found out they weren't leaves. Well, in a traditional sense. One of them accidentally got burned. Apparently they are highly flammable, which is ironic, considering the sparks. Well, potential for sparks if metal collides with that. The tree's gonna set itself ablaze, basically speaking. Basically speaking, the tree gets you high. From the smoke that the soldiers inhaled from the burning gas, they became in a, well, stoned-like state. We've thought about just keeping it to ourselves for now, just because in this hellhole we have little to nothing by our own governments. So, might as well keep what little enjoyment we have down here. Don't want to risk it getting taken away. Not sure if it's healthy, but it's a scientific experiment where we can find out the properties of the plant. If it's medicinal, if it's harmful, these soldiers will die anyways. Might as well make the most of it. But with that new information, a new sighting has been discovered. 2 glowing eyes. An image for the described creature will be posted in the video of this audio log. I know how stupid that sounds speaking aloud. I plan on editing these videos. Well, listen to one video when I get to my house. Away from the war. Away from all the stress. But that's for another time. I'm not even sure if I am myself half the time. Regardless, information that we have gathered from this new species that has been dubbed Deus Cartum, DEUSCARTUM. It has been seen to be standing around 12 to 15 feet tonight. The face of which is human, but the rest of the body is fur. On a body like a caterpillar with the legs of a spider. Its smile mockingly inhuman. I feel like this is the intelligence, if it can even think at all. It has yet to speak. We haven't heard anything noise-wise besides the usual from the Vorans Tiberus. Though the thought of it being sentient is utterly terrifying. This is Dr. Dole, hopefully not signing off for the last time. We can be just like you. We can be just like you. Apologies for that. I am Deus Cartum. That's the name the scientist gave me. Don't worry. Your precious little journey will be saved. Your minds will be allowed to continue on this horrific adventure where you enjoy the thrill without the actual dangers. And I will be waiting in the shadows, waiting just outside your light's window. I know where you are. I can smell your fear, and I quite enjoy the thrill. See you soon, Johnstone.